Twitter tells staff their jobs are safe for 6 months until Elon Musk takes over, as woke workers rage about his crackdown on censorship and say they fear he'll make them return to office. And for those that don't know, the founder of Tesla and SpaceX agreed to pay shareholders $54.20 in cash for each share, and basically his offer has been accepted. So Twitter staff have been told that their jobs are safe for at least 6 months until Elon Musk takes over, having sealed the $44 billion deal to take control of the company on Monday. CEO Parag Agrawal and Brett Taylor, the chair of the board, addressed staff at 5 p.m. ET on Monday. Concerns about immediate job losses were allayed, with employees told that business will operate as usual until a deal closes in the next 6 months, Bloomberg's Kurt Wagner reported. Staff were told there would be no layoffs at this time, but no guarantees were provided when Musk takes over. Ahead of the meeting, staff were asked to submit questions, and many were asking about a possible forced return to the office for the all-remote workforce. Others fretted about the shares, journalist Yashar Ali reported. In internal message rooms, there was uproar, the New York Times reported. I feel like I'm going to throw up. I really don't want to work for a company that is owned by Elon Musk, one staffer said, according to the reporter Talman Smith. Smith's source told him that it was absolutely insane in the internal chat rooms. Another Twitter employee reportedly complained, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. Oh my god, my phone's been blowing up. We have a meeting about it at 5 p.m. The CEO is going to address everyone about it. It equals Elon. I hate him. Why does he even want this? The billionaire agreed to pay shareholders $54.20 in cash for each share of common stock before the bombshell deal was struck. The move shifts control of the social media platform populated by millions of users and global leaders to the world's richest person. And here's the thing, right? For someone who's puts this, I hate him, why does he even want this? How can you hate someone that you don't even know? Does that even make any sense? That's just weird. The billionaire agreed to pay shareholders $54.20 in cash for each share of common stock before the bombshell deal was struck. The move shifts control of the social media platform populated by millions of users and global leaders to the world's richest person. Twitter all hands is happening right now with CEO Parag and Chairman Taylor told employees business will operate It's absolutely insane. Musk vowed to protect free speech on Twitter, defeat the spam bots, and authenticate all humans as he welcomed the acquisition. He also revealed he planned to enhance the product with new features and make the algorithm open source to increase trust. And here's the thing. If he does actually make the Twitter's source code open source, the amount of trust people will actually have with Twitter will go through the roof. Because people can truly see, hey, how are you operating your algorithm in terms of banning people, corrupting people, and all that kind of stuff? Or is all those different bans that have happened in the past all human done? It's going to be very interesting. So earlier, the 50-year-old tycoon called for his worst critics to remain on the platform because that is what free speech means. I agree. Despite recent speculation, former President Donald Trump confirmed he would not be rejoining the site even if Musk allowed him to, saying he would continue to use his own Truth Social. Although I don't even know if he's even using his own Truth Social. So Twitter CEO Parag Agrawal said he was proud of our teams and inspired by the work that has never been more important after announcing Musk would take the company private. And Chairman Brett Taylor said, we believe it is the best path forward for stockholders, adding the board had conducted a thoughtful and comprehensive process to assess Elon's proposal. And here's the thing, right? The main reason why these two people ended up agreeing to it, why the board ended up doing this is because they did not want to get sued by the shareholders for not taking this deal. So the deal brings to an end one of the most dramatic takeover bids in history and sent shockwaves through the world of business. It was hailed a victory for free speech by many, with some calling for an end to shadow banning when posts disappear from timelines without warning. But others were quick to voice their concern that one of the biggest social media platforms was in the hands of the world's richest man. Which, that's kind of funny because basically all these social media platforms are in the hands of the wealthiest individuals or corporations. Like, it's just such a stupid thing to be worried about. Elon Musk, yes. Free speech is the bedrock of a functioning democracy, and Twitter is the digital town square where matters vital to the future of humanity are debated, said Mr. Musk. I also want to make Twitter better than ever by enhancing the product with new features, making the algorithms open source to increase trust, defeating the spam bots, and authenticating all humans. Twitter has tremendous potential. I look forward to working with the company and the community of users to unlock it. And what's interesting, if Elon Musk does what he says that he's claiming that he's going to do, that basically makes every alternative pretty much useless, right? That makes Trump Social useless. That makes Gitter useless. That makes basically all these other different platforms useless. Let's see. So Twitter released a statement saying it had agreed with Musk for him to buy the social media giant for $54.20 per share in cash, working out as about $44 billion in total. The deal means the company will be taken private when the transaction is completed, likely later this year. He committed $21 billion of his own money in the form of equity and $13 billion from Morgan Stanley in debt facilities and another $12.5 billion from the bank and others in margin loans. But a portion of his shares in Tesla have been put forward as collateral, which analysts feared could have a huge impact on the firm. Shares in the electric vehicle manufacturer slid more than 2% immediately following news of Musk's acquisition of Twitter, a sign that experts may signal shareholder worries that the technology tycoon is stretching himself too thin. Although honestly, if they were worried about that, they should have worried about that when he was trying to get involved in the Boring Company, or you know, any other thing that he's been involved in, like Starlink, like SpaceX. Under the terms of Musk's agreement with Twitter, stockholders will receive $54.20 in cash for each share of common stock they owned when the deal was struck. It represents a 38% premium to Twitter's closing stock price on April 1st, the last trading day before Musk said he had taken on a 9% stake. The deal was cemented roughly 2 weeks after the billionaire first revealed a 9% stake in the platform. Musk said last week he had lined up $46.5 billion in financing to buy Twitter, putting pressure on the company's board to negotiate a deal. He had also been meeting with shareholders over the last few days, seeking support for his bid while saying the board had a yes or no decision to make. He said the tech giant needed to be taken private to grow and become a genuine platform for free speech. In about turn today, Twitter said the transaction was unanimously approved by its board of directors, again, mainly because they did not want to get sued. The 11-member board includes Twitter co-founder and former CEO Jack Dorsey, who has been planning to step down from the board in May. Bosses said the deal is expected to close sometime this year and is subject to the approval of Twitter stockholders and regulators. Shares of Twitter rose 6% Monday to $52 per share. And on April 14th, Musk announced an offer to buy the social media platform for $54.20 per share. Now, while the stock is up sharply since he made his offer, it is well below the high of $77 per share it reached in February 2021. The Tesla tycoon said, "Free speech is the bedrock of a functioning democracy, and Twitter is the digital." Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so Twitter Chairman Taylor said the Twitter board conducted a thoughtful and comprehensive process to assess Elon's proposal with a deliberate focus on value, certainty, and financing. The proposed transaction would deliver a substantial cash premium, and we believe it is the best path forward for Twitter stockholders. And The CEO, Agrawal, added, Twitter has a purpose and relevance that impacts the entire world. Deeply proud of our teams, inspired by the work that has never been more important. And ahead of the... Let's see. And Be My Love in the Rain. Interesting. Yeah, okay, so there's nothing really else about this. Okay, that's pretty much it. Feel free to give your thoughts. Oh wait, hold on. I want to check out some of the comments on this about Elon buying Twitter. If I actually get to the comment section eventually, dear Lord. Uh, okay, here it is. Ha 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 ha. Re. Left in turmoil. Twitter staff have reacted with horror. Ha 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 ha. Hope he unblocks Trump. I hope he is keen on taking down Russia's propaganda bots. They ruin the platform. Cool. Hopefully, a turning point on cancel culture and intolerance. Woke liberals now meeting world resistance. Now, I will open a Twitter account, not because I will use it much, but to show support for Musk. They have to return to the office. Ha ha ha. Such little babies. All poor snowflakes. I just purchased some Twitter stock. They demand to know if they're coming back to the office. Listen up, cupcakes. Change your attitude or find new employment. Interesting. Musk, Chancellor of the Universe. Leverage the company to come up with a competitor to Facebook. This guy's a genius. Now the party's over. I'm so tired. LOL. Back to work. Woke workers. I'm more concerned with how many people fear this purchase because he wants to promote free speech. You're the ones we should be worried about. Typical from the woke work from home crowd. They now have to leave their safe spaces and put in fair days' work in the office and hear ideas they don't like. Fire them all, poor little babies. Way to go, Elon. Now but farce book, Mr. Musk. I wonder if all those banned like Trump, Dr. Malone, or even Alex Jones will get their accounts back. Wow, so many have been banned in the past 5 years. Now the right suddenly loves him after calling him names all the years. Yes, all about free speech, but he is above all a thinking man. Even he will stop unabated confirmed lies being perpetrated, and he is just the one to prove that they are. So great for America and all, but be truthful no matter what side or persuasion. He should have bought Google. He does not have enough money to buy Google, I believe. Cancel and fire Parag Agrawal. In fact, fire the woke wherever they may be found. A woke person is actually sound asleep at home when the rest of us are working at the office. Delete wokedom altogether. Interesting. He has his own agenda. The fools will follow him, will buy what he says, will cry when they lose money because pump and dump stocks and crypto on them for fun. This is why he loves Twitter. It's his playground. Let's see. So the woke can no longer cancel anyone through Twitter anymore. That sounds great. Fire them all. They sound very easily replaceable. And here's the thing, right? I would have to agree with this statement. Fire them all. Because what's the point of having like a work culture where the majority potentially don't want you to be the head of it? Like it's just like an unhealthy owner boss relationship with their employees. That's just weird, right? I would just fire all of them and then like hire people that just want to make Twitter an awesome platform. That'd probably be the best option. So feel free to give your thoughts. If you want to learn how to get out of debt and master your money, go to 40inbox.com.